Believing in yourself is totally different than only believing in yourself. There's nothing wrong with having self-confidence. Nothing wrong with trying to believe in yourself and others to push toward a certain common goal. At the end of the day, you have to be aware and careful and cautious about who you keep around you most times, because that's a reflection of who you are. If you are the type of person to stand up for others, you're gonna be known for that. People are gonna be like, man, I remember Tony in class. He said something to this kid to leave me alone, or Susie, she said something to this girl to back off because I like my makeup, whatever. Oh, Jack, he said something to make me feel empowered as a human being. Stop feeling down about myself. You're empathetic. A narcissist is somebody that is not considerate of your or feelings or your world. They only give a damn about their world, and they have a excessive sense of self importance. They're extremely self-absorbed. You know what I'm saying? And it shows. It's not about um you're this, you're that. It's about showing. You know what I'm saying? You can tell and talk all you want about yourself or others, but how you live your life and who says what about you most times is what is the truth. Not that people don't lie, because we are human. You know what I'm saying? Like that, we flawed. But at the end of the day, you know, being empathetic versus being versus being narcissistic is a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's shown. That's not something that is told because you're pissed off. And the fact that matters is that, sorry to break it to you, not every emotion you have is factual. Not every emotion you have is factual. And just because you are mad or in disagreement of somebody else, whether it's saying something or how they live their life, doesn't fit your philosophy of how they should live, does not mean that they should turn around and live the life that you suggest and want. Because in hindsight, hypocritically, you'll turn around and say, oh, this person wants me to live what they want me to live. That's not cool. That's not fair. That's narcissistic. That's selfish. See how hypocritical we can be easily, just like that? You know what I'm saying? Once we do it to others, it's cool. But when it's done to us, it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? So, um, at the end of the day, know the difference between believing in yourself. And I don't care if it's a small goal or big goals, or it's just believe yourself as in, you know, I like the way I draw. Like something simple like that. Doesn't mean you have to go around bragging about it and talking about it. But I like to draw. I like this. I like this is what keeps me sane. This is therapeutic. There's a difference between that, especially when it comes to achieving your dreams. Like it's nothing wrong with, like, believing in yourself and believing in others from a positive standpoint, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with believing in yourself. Versus, you know, I only matter. You know what I mean? And if things like, signs of signs that you are uh, narcissistic is the fact that everybody you can contact with or even have relationships with are, you know, they don't last. You know what I mean? They don't last. They seem to break down faster than they start to grow. And most times people are going to peep that, hey, you're using me. I don't like the fact that you use me. Say like you borrow money from a friend. You're like, man, yeah, I need this money. You know what I mean? Can I borrow from you? I'll give you it back as soon as I can. They like, and they don't even give you a due date. They'll be like, it's people like this in this world, thank God. They'd be like, oh man, don't worry about it. You can give it to me anytime you want. I'm good. I'm straight. Say like 2, 3, 4 months later, you pop up with that same kind amount of money. Like, hey man, oh man, thanks. You didn't have to do it now. Oh man, I thought you needed. You know what I mean? I just thankful that you helped me out. Empathetic, integrous, considerate of not only their feelings but their livelihood. Narcissistic, you never care about the morality of where your hand goes and comes. And a lot of time narcissists like to project their insecurities and flaws onto other people and put them down, bring them down. They're the ones that's doing more. Like this, and they're the only ones doing this. And you might say, okay, stop over viewing the situation. Just because you're like this doesn't mean you're a narcissist. That's exactly. Know the difference between a person that is trying to make a rational decision and somebody that wants to control the environment. oh, stop, wait, I don't like his music too loud. I don't like the fact that he cooks at the time. And then they got to be this way. This got to be this way, certain way, because I'm right. And the only thing I'm right. And then it's like, that is, you may say that's an obsessive issue, but I don't know. That's narcissistic to me. You know what I mean? I'm not in this camera to tell you who I am. I'm in this camera to show you what to look out for in terms of who you keep around and how insanely gratifying that is for your health, not just your life, your health, your mental health. You have to surround yourself with friends that, obviously no one's perfect, that are extremely considerate and are as considerate as you can be, but at the end of the day will hold you accountable when necessary, but not in the sense of to bring you down. Brings me back to a original point I made in my last video. I didn't post it, about how you got a lot of people, different types of people in this world. You got people who live their life half empty, half full, pessimists and optimists. You have people who are realists. You have people who are imaginative. I tend to fall in the scale of imaginative. I like to not only visualize but try to put action to the possibilities of whichever goal or whatever imaginative idea or decision or dream that I have in my head. You know what I mean? Whether it's writing, whether it's comedy. I'm a stand comedian. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to be, full time. I want to be known as that, and I want to get better at find out my niche, and I want to develop my voice before I even jump into getting paid for what I do. You know what I mean? I want to like develop that so I won't cheat people from their money. You know what I mean? That's me considered on my end. You know what I'm saying? I go on stage and I really do this for real, but I had to find a way how to be serious about it. So at the end of the day, know the difference between uh, you know, that and just basically being oblivious to everybody else's emotions and a sense of opinions and stuff. You think only your opinion counts and you're raising your voice over everybody everywhere you go, and you don't give a damn what somebody say, and you don't even know when you're wrong or not. You know what I mean? And it's nothing wrong with believing in yourself, especially when it comes to your dreams. A pessimist would twist that into being narcissist and if you're really witty, you'll be like, you're deflecting, you're narcissistic. You're narcissistic. You're everything you're saying that I am, you are. And there's certain people in my life that have said certain things, whether it's toward me or to others, that I'm like, oh my God, this is not a normal disagreement. This is a personality issue. You know what I mean? And I need to not associate myself with that ever again. And to be honest with you, as you get older, you want to learn how to be smart socially by choosing the right people in your life and trying to develop to practice how to be the right person for those same people, rather than think that everybody's supposed to do what you want them to do. Because there's a total difference. Just because I'm related to somebody does not mean that they're entitled to everything. You know what I'm saying? You might say, oh yeah, they are, because they're family. Not necessarily, because family also can take advantage of you. So you want to have boundaries to who and what and why. You know what I'm saying? So another point. Sorry to make this video so serious. I was planning to make my YouTube videos more lighthearted and silly and stuff. It will be in the future. I just got to get new equipment. I'm gonna do things coming soon, skits, monologues like this, but it's gonna be more edited. Um, I might not even edit this video. Um, uh, just I had so many ideas. My initial plan for this channel, not a channel, this channel, since the beginning, was years ago, was to literally kick off my acting career. You know what I mean? To post as many acting stuff on it. Times where like I was on the stage, in the park with my friend, and we did this back and forth improv scene, and I don't know what the hell I did with that footage. I think I deleted it, but a friend of mine was recording it. And so like things like that, you know what I'm saying? This is like a little before I started to do stand-up. You know what I'm saying? Stand-up was more of my niche. That was like what I was known for most of my life. I was like known for trying to uplift people with jokes. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, um, you know, I don't go around trying to put people down. And sometimes this is the thing about, that this conversation. Sometimes when you put people down, it's done in many different ways. And sometimes when you put people up, it's done in many different ways. Sometimes you'll say something and you can have pure intent, but the delivery can be a little off. And somebody could be like, oh my God, you're putting me down, you know? And, like Louis C.K. said, um, if you hurt somebody, I'm not gonna quote him verbatim because I don't want to get sued, but you can look up Louis C.K.'s quote. He said, when if you hurt somebody, you don't have the right to you don't have the right to say that you didn't, and it's true. Like, and you gotta exercise the notion that if you did or didn't. Wait, I got an itch. These are the bloopers of this video. This video is 11 minutes long. I'm gonna end it at 13 minutes. Because yeah, I don't, I'm trying not to let my videos be too long. Cause everybody got ADHD in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, my friend don't even got a regular HD TV. He got an ADHD TV. I'm like, yo, bro, can I borrow that? Cause I actually do have that diagnosis. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I really do have ADHD. Good for him because, he gets a lot of work done, but still can watch TV at the same time. He's lucky. But, that was a joke. But, yeah, like, now I'm saying this, these type of things in the videos, so it's a form of venting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to, like, talk about anybody in particular or be too personal at the same time. I'm going to make it to where you feel like you're connected with me as I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want you to know that I'm not in any way, shape, or form perfect at all. Like, I'm flawed. Look at my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not wash it this morning. I need to go in the shower and bathe. And I mean, yeah, I was gonna say some jokes, but nah. Let me keep it. Let me keep it for real. It's about to be 13 minutes. I'll say 14 minutes. But also to be even more blunt and transparent with you, because it's not just my friends that are watching my videos. It's probably people around that be just me randomly clicking on videos. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder since I was a little kid, and the early signs of being bipolar was extremely hard. My anger issues wasn't normal. My focus was not always there. I think that's because I'm ADHD too, but that's probably separate. I was on many different types of medications that had a lot to do with, I'll just end the video whenever like I'm done with this point and contrast that to the bigger picture of what I'm saying, because it sounds like I'm being random. But they put me on different types of medications, and I was like, not only diagnosed with depression as well, like, but I was depressed about a lot of reasons about life, but I was also very extremely grateful, not only based off things that are going on in my life and my experiences, but looking out to the world, seeing a family, little per truck, and, see little kids and their mom and dad hugging, they having a good time, and they, they enjoy life and stuff, and it's a good time for a good moment, for a good period in which we can, be like, okay, this may not last all the time, but at least we got this moment, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's something I was born with, but I've always been the type of person that, I would say most times, because we all flaw, we all think that we know ourselves when we really don't, until we look objectively at the situations. But like I said, we no one's perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like, my opinion is try not to judge too hard, especially yourself. And sometimes just have an open mind to be like, you know what? It's not even about this person. It's about the situation. It's about my growth, and I'm not even, like, it's hard to do that when you go through a lot of, as people that go through a lot of abuse, whether it's verbal, physical, you know what I mean? Like, but I was always the type of person that Even to this day, I just don't like to be around people if they're not feeling uplifted. I don't like to be around people that don't feel like they're part of something. You know what I mean? Like they don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like that. And one of the reasons why I don't like that is because I know what that feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have these delusions of grandeur that for some reason, even though I'm kind of popular, you know what I'm saying? Like, say like your name is like Suzanne. Like, I'm popular. Not that popularity has anything to do with your character, but even though I'm popular, I don't feel like I matter. And that type of contrast between reality and perception is so huge and real, and so a big part of our lives that we don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all think that certain things that other people have is the answer, and vice versa, when all actuality is that the only answer you have is yourself, and figuring out yourself. You know what I'm saying? As yourself. So, I'm not in this camera saying I got all the answers and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just as lost as you, even though I sound like I know what I'm talking about. But, I'm learning as I go. And for anybody to put you down for trying to believe in yourself, and trying to figure it out, and you actually have things to offer the world, not only your own life, because that would be selfish, but the world. You have like ideas. You're an artist. You know what I'm saying? You write every day. You write songs. You write poems. You write jokes. You know what I'm saying? You want to connect with people. You're doing positive things, and to let somebody who, especially people that's not even part of your life, try to get you down, get you off your square, snicker, saying certain things. That's all. That's nothing. Like that. Like do this. You've had and heard worse. So I'm gonna end this video. The point of this video was to let you know that it's not. Sometimes, like, you think it's only one reason of why you say or act like this. Sometimes you think that you are things that you're not, because somebody put you down, and they put shit on you for you to be responsible for, when in hindsight they're supposed to be responsible for. You know what I mean? And I say that to say this video is for anybody that feels like they aren't important. And I'm here to say that you are important. You are important. Just look at me. You are important. Just repeat the opposite of the negative to yourself every morning. No matter if you are unemployed, if you don't have money as much, and if you don't have lots of friends, it's not all about money. It's not all about who knows you and stuff. It's about what you think of yourself. It's about trying to figure out how to deal with yourself and the things in your head. It's about trying to deal with the things outside of yourself, and trying to balance out the two worlds between chaos and peace. That's what it really is about. I'm saying, and know the difference between believing in yourself, you know what I'm saying, to achieve your dreams. You know what I mean? Which is um, very common in a lot of successful people that weren't given, generational wealth. They earned what they got. You know what I'm saying? Uh, there's nothing wrong with being driven within yourself to achieve things. It could be a cup of coffee. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, watch out who you are around, pessimist or versus optimist. You have to watch out who you're around, because that's going to dictate how you see yourself in the world and others. You know what I mean? Like, instead of, for example, if my friend is like constantly complaining, am I going to enable him every time he talks? No, I'm going to be like, hey, he's going to be like, what? Because I've done this. I think that you need to start checking yourself. You need to hold yourself more accountable, so and so, so and so. And sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we all fuck up by sounding like we're attacking somebody when we're being real, without knowing that it's about our delivery versus what we say. Because, in my opinion, there's people that are just very unaccountable. You know them from far away. They'll put Tony in this type of thing where it's like, oh, like everything is his fault. Everything that has to do with them, they'll put it on me, and like say like, oh, he's dumb because he's bipolar, and Tony, I'm irrelevant because I also experienced special ed. I wasn't only in regular ed, I was in special ed. All these dumb, ignorant talk. You know what I mean? I heard it all. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be surprised what type of people I heard it from. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I use it as fuel to continue to believe in myself and others, and the optimism in which that is to try to achieve, even though I am where I am. You know what I'm saying? Like this kitchen, I knew this all my life. There's a lot of people, especially even college students, that are at home trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out with their friends, with their colleagues, with their family, like, hey, I'm trying to get out on my own, trying to find a good job, I'm trying to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter what age. They're not trying to throw it all on other people and put them down and blame them for something such and such of things that they didn't take care of in the past. They're trying to figure it out right now. So know the difference between believing yourself and being narcissistic. Because narcissistic is a person that only cares about what happens to them, and they're projecting that onto others, blaming them, shaming them, putting the guilt on them, putting them down in the most in littlest smallest ways you could think of. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like, you know, like uh you know who cares if somebody, a narcissist, be like, um say like a guy named Steve is telling a dude named Jules, he's like, Jules, you're not important. Just because you got a GED doesn't mean you're smarter than me. You know what I mean? No, 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 no. And even though it sounds stupid, you know what I'm saying? And first of all, education doesn't define all of intelligence, but he's saying that to make himself seem superior and more and better. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's wrong, he sounds completely insane to try to make a point about, oh, because you got your GED, you're nowhere near as important as me, and I'm better than you. And he'll constantly try to compare himself to him. So that's a narcissist, as opposed to you comparing yourself to others to try to get better. Like, what did he do different that I can do to apply to myself as far as in stand-up? What can I do? What can I do joke writing wise? What can I do? What did he do different? That's totally different than, you trying to look better than others. And you don't even have anything to show for it on top of that. So I just want to make this video for anybody that's watching this. As like a type of video that you can listen to that, gives you some type of solace in any way, shape, or form. It wouldn't even matter if I had $1 million, $1 billion. All you gotta do is take what I say, take it or leave it, agree to disagree, comment below. I don't mind, and try to take whatever I say that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people that I look up to that from afar, whether it's through video, books, or whatever, even in my personal life, that I literally try to apply to my life, whether it's through character or artistry or whatever. I literally try to, you know, in my opinion, build more than tear. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your prerogative. It's your safe haven. So like, this video is just basically for anybody that needs some type of upliftment and some type of encouraging words. You know what I'm saying? We live in a world where being pessimistic is the easiest shit in the world because things ain't going right. You know what I'm saying? And it's going even worse because this virus going on. A lot of people's unemployed. There's people suffering financially more than they was before. There's lives being lost, unfortunately. There's a lot of crises going on. There's so much negativity more than it was before. But also, keep in mind, if you try to find positivity, you will find it. There's a lot of positive just as much as it is negative. You might say, well, you sound crazy. How is there as much positive as negative during this COVID-19 virus? You have to try to focus on it to make it come true, and then back it up with facts. Like I say, just because how I feel about something or somebody, it does not make it factual. It's just a feeling. But the facts are the facts. For example, the environment, from what scientists are saying, is doing much better. Is healing. Not environmentalists, but that's an example. Entrepreneurship. This is one of the best times to kick off a business tool as an entrepreneur or a beginner entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Or try to get to dabble and push your brand or create a brand or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Very soon, I'm gonna try to like cop a laptop because that's what I want to do. I want to create my own website, but on a free, in like not everything's free, but you know what I mean. Like you want to be convenient, and just do certain things and invest in certain things that you should have done a long time ago, but not to sound negative, because what coulda, shoulda can be negative sometimes. But at the end of the day, you have to learn from those. So it's unfortunately, there's a lot of chaos going on, but you have to create the beauty in the midst of it. Try to find a way to, you have to find it. You know what I mean? Like, because I know exactly what it feels like to have a dark cloud walking around with you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was going to class cracking jokes and trying to make people feel good and laugh and, enjoy it, even though it was the wrong time to do it, I feel as though my life purpose was to be on this planet to try to bring joy versus bring pain. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of time when you retaliate, those people you retaliate toward when they hurt you, be like, oh, he hurt me, man. Look, so those are the narcissists, pessimists, and people that you don't want to pay attention to, that you want to try to like cut out your life and try to not reason with people who don't understand why you kind of have a cold shoulder with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not their place to tell you and judge you of how you choose to live your life that is protecting your inner peace. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it just like you know you, this is a meditative state I'm in right now. So like big plans for the channel. It's not gonna be serious like this all the time like I'm doing this video. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm getting older, black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? Like these cabinets do. But black don't crack. So I'm trying to look around for jokes and shit. So how you look around for jokes? You be like, don't see a TV? No, that's not nothing. Pillow, but thank you for watching. Sorry if it was just too long, but this is all inspiration coming out of me, and this is from not only life but a lot of great people that I've seen, and some that I talk to, I love, and I really admire it. And they no matter how low you are in your life, and no matter what people say about you, keep believing yourself, and you will find a way how to get out of the situation, not only financially, but mentally and spiritually, and you will grow from whatever you come from if you try to find a way how to grow. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep the mind state of what don't make, like what's that thing called, from the movie Notorious, um what don't break a nigga make a nigga. What don't break a nigga make a nigga. That's true. You know what I mean? Like, just my thing is, you have to also pass that on to others. If you're an artist and you had open mics and you see some people who are not really confident in themselves, clap for them. Not in a phony way, don't be phony, but if you really enjoy their work, just clap for them. Even if you're normally a shy person and you're very withdrawn and you really don't like, just find a reason to be like, that was good, man, that was good, girl, that was good, girl. Like, oh, girl, like your guitar skills is crazy, man. You got like, sometimes it takes that one stranger to just make your day and tell you something, not to sound phony and fake, but to just be genuine and be like, yo, you were amazing in that song. You did fantastic, and here's why. Blah, blah, blah. And then you just started off like, that's what the world should be more, right? That's what the world should be more. The world is driven by ego. You know what I'm saying? Who got the most this? Who got the most that? And my thing is, whatever you decide to live your life as, make sure that you are standing on that. So I'm gonna end it with that. And don't let nobody lock you off your square, especially when they're emotional. It's like, don't let nobody knock you off your square. You know what I'm saying? That's noise. Block the noise out. Just be smart. Just at the end of the day, don't be afraid to just figure it out. and know the difference between believing in yourself and only believing in yourself. Peace.